Hi there. Welcome to this talk on HiFi 1 DSP for Auracast audio and voice AI. My name is Prakash Madhvapathy, and I am the Marketing Director for the audio and voice product line at Cadence Tensilica. So first, a brief introduction to what is Auracast audio. It is a suite of technologies that run on top of BLE and standardized by Bluetooth organization. For more information and to learn more about that, please visit the website, and they have it explained very well over there. But very briefly, for the purposes of this discussion, I will say that there are two features worth focusing on, and that is audio sharing among a group of friends or a cohort, and broadcasting audio in a public location. So these two features are important for this discussion, so we will focus on those. Now, what is HiFi 1 DSP? HiFi 1 DSP is an ultra-low power DSP for audio, voice, and speech applications. And I hope to show you in the next few minutes why HiFi 1 is most optimal for Auracast type of devices. So first and foremost, HiFi 1 is able to encode and decode LC3 codec at ultra-low energy levels. Because LC3 is the default codec for BLE, and BLE being the basis for Auracast, what this means is that HiFi 1 brings long battery life to Auracast devices, whether they be small earbuds or smartphones or laptops, what have you. Here we show a use case of a broadcast audio connection. This person is trying to connect to channel 88, and HiFi 1 can certainly satisfy that requirement very easily. But you notice that this person is also communicating with the device through audio, through voice commands. Now, that is a convenience that HiFi 1 provides, because it can run always on keyword spotting at ultra low energy levels. So there is no danger of running out of battery life. At the same time, HiFi 1 can enable system level energy efficiency by enabling this feature. You may ask how. Well, until the user issues a voice command, HiFi 1 can keep the Bluetooth RF radio in power down mode, and only when the user intends to use the device, it can then bring up the RF and start the communication. So not just running efficiently itself, HiFi 1 also enables efficient system level implementations. Now this always listening mode at low energy levels and the associated system level benefits to for a product can be brought to a plethora of devices. In the home, washers, dryers, microwave ovens for that matter, and in the smart factory of tomorrow, as people call it, Factory 4.0. So any IoT device can benefit from this kind of facility. Now, HiFi 1 also enables vision type of use cases, even though it is designed for audio. Here you see face lock unlock for securing a laptop from hackers in a public place, or providing convenience for a user to open a car door just by looking at the camera. So it can enable these use cases at also ultra low energy levels. Now, when it comes to TWS earbuds, most consumers are interested in noise suppression performance. That is key for them, because they all want pristine audio and voice when they're communicating or listening to music. So creating one algorithm that can suppress all kinds of noise that one can encounter in different situations is very hard. So it is important that noise suppression algorithms be confined to a class of algorithms, and if it knows what class to optimize for, it can adapt to that situation. But it needs the help of some sort of device, some oracle, to provide it with that information saying what is this class of noise suppression that it must enable. And that oracle comes in the form of HiFi 1. So HiFi 1 can perform always-on sensor fusion with DSP and AI techniques, again running at ultra-low energy levels, and providing that context to the noise suppression algorithm. And then it can take it from there and perform excellent suppression and provide you with great audio quality. So by this approach, HiFi 1 enables Auracast devices to deliver pristine, noise-free audio to the consumers. So here's a look at the HiFi portfolio. HiFi 1 is the smallest DSP in the HiFi DSP product line. It is also the most recent DSP, most current DSP, because it was made available in June of 2021 first, and it has been updated recently with energy-saving features in June of 2022, which was last month. Okay, so to understand how HiFi 1 achieves all this goodness that we talked about, it may be interesting to look at the architecture of HiFi 1. So HiFi 1 is a dual slot, dual execution unit VLIW machine. That means it can run 2 instructions in parallel concurrently. And that is true for both vector operations and scalar operations, as well as the optional vector floating point unit can run in either slots. And even though there's only one unit for the vector floating point unit, there are operations that can run concurrently in both slots at the same time. So that makes for great throughput and efficiency for floating point operations. It also includes special instructions for neural network operations, and that utilizes the 4 8x8 Macs that are present in HiFi 1. And with that, it is able to enable efficient machine learning inferencing. For DSP operations, it has higher precision Macs running at 16x16 all the way up to 32x32. Interestingly, HiFi 1 scores very high on the CoreMark benchmark, which is a benchmark for scalar and control code. So at 5.2, which is the current number for HiFi 1, it outperforms most of the control CPUs out there in the market today. So that enables the SoC designer and the software person to move all of the Bluetooth control stack from the control CPU to the HiFi 1. So HiFi 1 can then run control stack, machine learning stack, and DSP stack all concurrently. And the SoC designer can then choose to completely eliminate the separate controller and the associated memory subsystem. So thereby he can save energy, area, and cost. So now for some key benchmarks, key performance indices to show how well HiFi 1 performs. Here we are comparing HiFi 3 DSP with HiFi 1. And you may ask why HiFi 3? It's because today in the TWS space, HiFi 3 is the most popular DSP, and it is the most prevalent. So it makes sense to compare HiFi 1 with HiFi 3. So the top left here shows area comparisons, and HiFi 1 weighs in at 16% lower area for the base configuration and 11% lower area if you include the vector floating point unit. So it is small, and by the same token, it also lowers the leakage energy, which is important for the smaller geometries in vogue today. For LC3 decode performance, as you see on the top right, HiFi 3 is 18% more efficient for cycle count and 14% more efficient for energy. For machine learning performance, we have 2 benchmarks. On the left here bottom is the OK Google keyword spotting benchmark. And here, HiFi 1 outperforms HiFi 3 by 60% or more, both on cycles and energy savings, which is a big number there. Similarly, for person detect, which is the vision use case that I mentioned earlier, HiFi 1 outperforms HiFi 3 by 64% on cycles and 73% on energy. So you can see here that across the board for different workloads, when it comes to Auracast and BLE type of use cases, HiFi 1 is the most optimal DSP. For more information, please visit our website at Cadence.com and look up the HiFi 1 DSP. You will also find there a white paper that talks about the HiFi 1 DSP and its applications. And there are a couple of blogs that dive into the details of the signal chain for TWS earbuds. Thank you very much for your time. We look forward to talking to you about your next generation Auracast and BLE designs. Thank you again.